Hi, I journaled every day for 30 days, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about why I did it, how to do it, and the benefits of journaling. So let's get into it. I'm trying to journal consistently for the next 30 days. So from today, the 1st of June till the 30th of June, I'm going to wake up every morning and write anything in my mind. And I want to see if it will help change my life, if it will help transform my mood or whatever. So this is not my first time of journaling. I have been journaling on and off for some few years now. I mean, I have so many journals, some are not here. And I also journal with the Notion app. It's one of my favorite apps that I use to journal because I can easily access it anywhere I am. So if I log into any of my devices with my account, I'm able to get the things I've journaled or the notes I've kept and all of that. So I like Notion, but I haven't been consistent, and especially with Notion, I don't know, there are just times where I'm so exhausted, I don't want to look at my phone again, and I'm like, I don't even want to journal. So on the 1st of June, I was like, okay, let me get it. I mean, before the 1st of June, I was like, let me get a new journal and start journaling, like writing again, because most of us these days, because of technology, you can go a week. Some people's their work don't need pen or paper. You can go months without writing anything with your hand. And I'm like, no, let me get a journal and start journaling my thoughts, my everything that comes to my mind. And this has been life-changing. The past 30 days of consistently journaling has been one of the best things that happened to me. So let's get into why I did it, how I'm doing it, and why you should do it and the benefits. Let's talk about the process. I mostly journaled in the morning. That's for most days. In the morning when I wake up, after I've prayed and all of that, I'll pick my journal and just write what is at the top of my head at the moment for this day. Sometimes it's my plans for the day and what I want to do or what has been bothering my mind lately. I just pour it out in a book. There are some days I write huge, like so many pages, and there are some days I just write like half a page and I get up and go. And most days I also journal in the evening after a long day, and I come and all the emotions and the stress of the day, and I just pour it out into the journal before I get to sleep. And you might be wondering, what exactly have you been writing about? I'm going to share a few of my journal entries. Okay, I'm going to share a few of my journal entries with you, but I've been writing about everything that has been happening, like the things I'm struggling with that I can't even speak to anyone about it. Sometimes something that just happened in an instance, I'm like, okay, this is good to just keep it down. And it's interesting because sometimes I just pick my journal and I open and I start with, I'm like, yeah, I remember this day and what happened and all of that. But if I hadn't written it down, I wouldn't have exactly remembered the details of that story, right? You know that most of us is the highlights of our days or of our lives that we are able to remember. A few times you just remember this and this happened, and if it's not an extreme thing that happened, you won't be able to remember. But if you write it down, you can always reflect back and you see that you are able to remember most parts of your days because you wrote it down. So let's get into. Okay, so before anything, I want to talk about the challenges I face. There are some days I would wake up and I'm like, what am I going to write? There's nothing at the top of my head for me to really write down. Or some days I'll wake up and I'm like, okay, let me go out, and at the end of the day I'll come and write, and I come back and I'm so exhausted. I'm like, no, I don't want to write. But because I had bought a journal and I was very excited about it, I'll just sit down and pour my heart, even if it's half a page or a full page. Like, there's just this sense of relief after I'm done writing out the things in my head and just going to bed knowing that, well, I poured my heart out in a book. That's the best thing that can happen. And so after the 30 days, I noticed so many benefits that had happened to me in the month of June, and I'm going to share a few of the benefits with you. Let's get into it. The first benefit is mental clarity. I wish I could open my brain for you to see what runs through my head, but most of the time there are just so many things running through my head. My mind is clouded, and I noticed that journaling or writing down my thoughts for the day usually, like, it gives me mental clarity. It clears. It's like I've poured out whatever was in my head in a book, and it leaves space for me to be able to do other things, or for my mind to think of other things instead of just worrying about things. When I write it down, it's like, okay, this part has been poured out, or I've been able, through the writing process, I've been able to figure out certain things. So now there's more space in my brain for me to think about other things. And so whether you are dealing with stress, anxiety, whatever it is, journaling is one thing that can clear your mind, just to give it that space and allow you to have a breathing space. The second benefit is emotional well-being. It was through journaling I noticed my emotions are usually all over the place throughout the day. So within a span of an hour, I can experience all the emotions there is to experience. One moment I'm crying, one moment I'm laughing, one moment I'm joyful, one moment, you name it, and I'll be like, wait, why? And it's because I had been writing it down. So a few times something will just happen and I'm very excited and I'm like, oh my god, this is the best day of my life. And 30 minutes later I'm sitting there and crying. I'm like, oh, what is going on here? It's just because an event had changed. I came in contact with certain information, something had just happened. And so journaling helped me to, like, it pouring my emotion on paper, right? So whatever I'm feeling, instead of sitting there and brooding on it, and maybe it leads to anxiety or depression or whatever it is, I just try to pour my frustration on the paper and write down my emotions and like my emotional state at that point in time, and it really helped me. For this is just because of one reason: mental clarity and emotional well-being is enough for me to continue journaling every day of my life. I'm telling you, and there are even more benefits to come. And just to add a few things about the emotions, like pouring your emotional well-being on paper there's no one judges you, right? So sometimes you are going through something and you feel like maybe you will talk to somebody and the person's like, so is this the reason why you're crying? But you were feeling it. But if you pour it on your paper and write it down, nobody is there to judge you. And when you write it down, you go back and read it again, you begin to understand why you felt that way, and you get clarity and you get going with life. The third benefit is goal setting and achievement. Journaling helps you to set clearer goals. Writing down your goals, it makes you feel accountable to yourself. And you know how most of us usually at the beginning of the year that, oh, these are my goals, this year is my year of change, this is my year to become better, and we never write like what area of our lives we want to become better in, or how we want to become better. But journaling helps you to write down your goals that, okay, this week I want to do this and I want to do that, and it just makes it easier for you to see the goals you want to achieve, and because of that you are more accountable, and it pushes you to go forward to achieve those goals. And the good thing is that there's just something satisfying, like satisfactory about checking off something you wrote that you were going to do and you ended up doing it. Let me read one of my journal entries with you. There are so many things I've written that I cannot read it out. Oh my god. But let me read just one journal entry for you about goal setting and productivity and all of that. Okay, so this is a journal entry for June the 14th. The title of it is A Free Day. Let me read the details to you. Today is Friday and somehow it seems like a free day to me. I have work to do and yet it's like my brain is not ready to do any work today. Now I just got an idea. I'm going to get up, take a shower, and then go to campus and make sure I do that work I have been avoiding. I know the benefit of it. I know what it will even do for me emotionally. So the goal is to go work on it. When I complete, then I will come home. I'm going to end my journaling here so that I continue after I've completed the work. I am back. This is more like a scream. So I went to campus, sat down and did the work and submitted it to my professor. My heart was so at peace after I submitted it. I've been procrastinating on this for about 2 months and yet it took me a few hours to get it done. I was so mad at myself for the anxiety I caused myself, and yet I was relieved this chapter is over. I woke up saying this is a free day. It turned out to be my most productive day. Right? So now that day was probably, it would have just been forgotten, right? But I woke up and I didn't feel like doing anything. I ended up getting an idea that let's just go do that work you've been avoiding. I did it and look at, did you get what I'm talking about? So journaling, there's this satisfaction of coming to tick off the fact that I wanted to do this work and now I actually did it. It brings you satisfaction in a sense of self-worth that I'm somebody who does the things I want to, like I say I want to do. So the benefits of journaling is that it helps you achieve more of your goals. It helps you set clearer goals. And even as you are writing, you keep getting new ideas of how to become better. The fourth benefit is personal growth and reflection. By writing about your experiences, you're able to see a pattern in your life. Okay, this is what I feel like I'm very good at. This is what I struggle with. So you see mistakes and you can, I mean, we are always learning. You can use those mistakes or because you now see the pattern of how you behave or how your day is going or the kind of mood you have during certain days. It helps you to try and change as an individual. So journaling helps you with your personal growth and reflection. Reflection because it also helps you to be able to celebrate your successes. There's just tangible evidence that I did this and I've succeeded, so it's time for me to celebrate it, right? So there's just so many benefits of journaling, and I hope everybody starts journaling from today and share their experiences. Okay, so another benefit is stress reduction. Like I just said, there are days where I'm so stressed and I'm like, let me just pick my journal and write, pour out whatever is stressing me in my head. And I'm like, okay, so this is what is going on in my head. I don't even understand it and I don't know why I'm feeling this way. And I start writing it down, and just taking a few minutes out of my whole day to write it down reduces the stress in my head. It reduces so much stress and gives me clarity of thoughts, and I'm able to go about my day doing it. So I'm going to continue journaling after the 30 days, and I'm hoping to make a video of, or if you want more videos, some people also do there are different types of journaling. So you can do gratitude journaling. Instead of just getting up to write the things at the top of your head, you can get up every morning and see what are the 3 things I'm grateful for today. Or at the end of the day, you sit there and write, what are the 3 things I'm grateful for? I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I'm healthy. I'm grateful I have a good family. I'm grateful I have good friends. And you write the details down and appreciate the things that are happening in your life. Some people also journal through asking themselves questions. So today I'm sitting here and today is, let's say today is the 5th of July 2024. What would my life look like in the next year if I continue with the path I am on? Like if I continue doing the same things I'm doing, what would my life be like in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years? Or at the end of each day, you just say, the way I lived my life today, if I live every day of my life like that, will my life be better in the year to come? And they use that to write, and it helps them. I mean, they get clarity out of that and continue. So yes, most of the days I just wrote things at the top of my mind, but I also wrote things I was learning, things I was figuring out, even things I saw on Instagram that I was beginning to question myself. I wrote all of those things. And so journaling is very good for everybody, and I hope that each person, even if you won't journal with a book, you can journal with using your phone notes. Just write the things at the top of your mind, and let me know, do you journal and what are the benefits of journaling? I'll see you in my next one. See you. That's not how to end the video. Okay, the video has ended, I guess.